from Sydney is journalist Ian Neubauer. Ian, thanks very much for being with us. Now, apart from the British team, the Australians are the only other team in the Olympic Village that are complaining about maintenance issues. Why is that?
Well, perhaps they're the only ones complaining about it. Now, the British team has distanced themselves from comments made by the Australian teams that the British and the New Zealanders also have these same problems. But today, here in the newspapers and all the news websites, the head story just flashed around was a shot of a room which pretty much looked like maybe a backpack hostel with two simple beds in a off-white coloured room and then a very small toilet. Now, I don't think the problem is that these athletes are demanding luxury or five-star accommodation, but what the head of the Australian delegate has said is that, to quote, is that the environment is not conducive to performance-focused athletes who need their sleep, who need to wake up with no problems in their room whatsoever and get to perform.
Ian, we saw similar problems in Sochi in 2014 as well at the Sochi Olympic Winter Games. Now Brazil says that they will be putting in extra manpower to address all the concerns. What's the likelihood of the Australian athletes returning to the Olympic Village once these concerns are addressed?
Well, so far, the Australian athletes haven't arrived. Most of the teammates haven't arrived. But what they've done is they've booked, the Australian Olympic Committee has booked contingency accommodation in a hotel for 3 days. Now, the head of the Australian delegation, Kitty Chiller, put together a very long list of all the construction problems, wiring, electricity, plumbing, etc., darkened stairwells, toilets that weren't flushing, and has presented that list to the organisers in Rio. And they've put together a schedule hoping to be able to get all those things fixed by tomorrow, and that means the Olympic athletes will be able to enter the accommodation if everything goes to plan on Wednesday.
Ian, talk to us about the fact that these athletes, if they were to be housed outside of the Olympic Village, if the Olympic Village doesn't meet their standards, if they were to be housed outside of that, how would that impact their performance?
Well, it's very difficult to say. But once again, we'll go back to the fact that these athletes have been training for years. They're very focused, and I think that is what makes the difference between the person who's standing on the gold podium and the person who hasn't made it to the podium. It's really that focus. And once again, they're going back and saying, they're going to be in these rooms where they're not sure whether the lights are going to work, whether the toilets are going to work. So if they're in a hotel room, there's going to be travel time, there's going to be inconveniences, there's going to be, I guess, just a feeling that they're not really sure where they're going to be sleeping tonight. If you imagine a premium athlete having to carry their bags from one room to the other the night before when they're supposed to get a good night's sleep. So once again, it's just not really a great start to the games for Australia.
Ian, it's great getting your insight. Thank you so much for speaking with Al Jazeera. Ian Neubauer there from Sydney.
Yeah.
And we do